To me, enough is enough. They just wanna hurt us. Bring us down. Bring us down. Enough is enough. We won't let them hurt us. Bring us down. Bring us down. Enough is enough.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Indie Wrestling Corner with another episode of Under the Ropes. I'm your host as always, the queen of the Indies, Tiffany, and today we got a little tag team action. I wanted to do tag team month and not very successful, but we're gonna try. So we're starting off with a bang. We're starting off with my boys, the SlimeBallz, Tony Rand and Sage Chance. How are ya?
What's going on?
How are we doing?
Good. I'm glad I got, I've been wanting you guys on. So I'm glad that we can make this work. So you guys are a name that has been floating around, and if people don't know you, they're gonna know you after this interview. So they're gonna start seeing you all over the place. So I'm kind of excited for that. So guys, if you're new to the Under the Rope series, here I interview everything independent wrestling, wrestlers, promoters, referees, backstage. I got you covered. If you guys got questions, drop them into the chat. They'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions. So, all right. So we're gonna learn a little bit about you. Let's start off, because I like to start off a little back to basics. So let's start here. How did you guys meet?
Okay, so it goes even longer than wrestling. It goes back to me being a young kid, maybe 3-4 years old, and his mom and my mom they met back in the early 2000s and became friends, and then they became very close friends, and then once he was born, basically we were each other's first friends. So it goes way back.
Wow.
Way back. Absolutely. And then I guess he lived right behind me. Actually, he was my neighbor here at my home, and he lived a fence away. And I just, we used to hang out all the time growing up, and we were just very close from then on. And then, as time went on, we connected over wrestling, and then the rest is kind of history from there.
Oh, that's awesome. So how did you decide to come together and say, okay, we want to wrestle together, and where did you train? Give everybody the 411.
So I guess, it goes as far back as to me and him playing with action figures as young kids, to being oh, this is fun, and then all of a sudden in our brains it clicked. We're oh, this is kind of fun to do, and we would play around in the backyard and always beat up each other and our friends. And then we started taking it kind of seriously at one point, and we started doing that really intensely. Bless you.
Thank you. Sorry.
And we started doing it very intensely, and we started filming backyard stuff. And then at some point we were oh, we're 18, we're gonna start training. Even though he was the only one that actually started training at 18 years old, I flew off and did a couple other things at that point. But we just came together naturally, and we didn't know, I guess, if we were going to be a tag team or not. We just knew all right, we were going to do this. We didn't know how we were gonna, and then it just so happened that me and him ended up being the two that stayed out of. So we had. I should have gave more lore background on this, but our one friend Davey actually started wrestling with him before me. He started first, and then our other backyard friend joined with him. He stopped going after a while when I started training, maybe 2 months after. And then once he left, it was just me and him. So what's funny is the SlimeBallz might have been a 3-person clique at one point if our boy stayed. But it never ended up being like that. And him and I just ended up, we're hey, screw it, I guess this is what we're going to do, man.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So, came pretty naturally. It wasn't hard. It wasn't do we do this? Do we do singles? Yeah. It was hey, we're going to be a sick tag team if we do it. So,
but that makes the best tag teams.
Exactly. Yeah.
We got lucky with it too, because I started training kind of right when the pandemic started, over the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was one of the only students, because I was looking into joining beforehand, before the pandemic. So then they reached out to me. So like there was no other students, so I was able to go, but I'd have to, they'd have to check my temperature, like, and all that stuff, like every single time. But I got like one-on-one training for like about a little over a year, so it was like very, very good for me not having to like, because when there's a whole class, it's hard to get like ring time a lot when
Right.
there's a lot of kids. But I got one-on-one training for 2 hours, like 3 times a week. So
Wow.
it was very, very helpful.
Good times, and it kind of keeps you like in check too with the pandemic that kind of
Yeah,
like happened too. So that's pretty awesome. Much love to Conrad in my chat. Everything Pro Wrestling. Shout out to him. Go check him out. He's got you covered with AEW, WWE, he's video game, all that shit. So go check him out. That's my boy over there. So thanks for showing some love. He always like checks out the who I got on here, because you never know who's gonna show up. You never know who's gonna show up at AEW, WWE, or whatever like that. Maybe one day you guys, we'll see.
Maybe, hopefully.
That's a goal.
Right?
Hell
Yeah.
yeah. Absolutely.
So fingers crossed. I mean, I feel like I've interviewed a lot of people that they ended up like getting opportunities or they got signed. So it's pretty awesome to like see
You're
you
like a
guys.
good luck charm.
Yes, we're giving you. So
Yes.
like, and then like I'm wearing green, and then I got like the green going on, like the
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
rhinestones.
Yes.
I got you covered. Like, nah.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I got you guys covered. So,
Oh, yeah.
all right. So let's talk about the SlimeBallz. Let's talk about like how you guys came up with the name. I mean, I'm a green fan, obviously. So like,
Yeah.
so tell us about that.
You go.
Yeah. So Man Bun Jesus, I don't know if you're familiar with him.
Mm-hmm.
He has like a YouTube channel where we do like videos with we have like a 24/7 hardcore title, and we just make like funny videos, like we do like skits with it. And one day we were filming one, and just our friend, another wrestler, Sal Savelli, he just called us, like, he's like, oh, and you two SlimeBallz and whatever. And then after that, like, we didn't want to use that name.
Yeah,
Like,
I personally fucking hated it at first. I was like, this sucks. This is not cool. Like, we don't sound cool.
Mhm.
And then, like, I guess after a while, all the boys were like, oh,
you
yeah,
have to use it.
you guys
have
fucking
to use it.
SlimeBallz. You guys are SlimeBallz. Then we were like, fuck. I guess that, like,
'Cause they're like, you guys are dicks. You
Yeah.
you guys are SlimeBallz. So after a while, we were like, I mean, I guess if it's like catching on with them, it might
Yeah.
catch on with the fans.
Right.
So then we started using it, but it didn't click for a while, because for like 3 or 4 months we did not have slime gear. We were just called the SlimeBallz. We did not look like SlimeBallz.
yeah, we were like the Red Balls. We just wore like cool, like DIY red and black gear. And at one point, he was wearing like black and yellow, and I was wearing black and red. We
Yeah.
didn't, a lot of tag teams, like, not that you have to wear the same shit, but me and
You
him,
gotta
were-
match.
you should match.
You
Yeah.
gotta match. You gotta at least wear the same color.
Yeah.
If you want to look like associated, like, even though you look different physically, like, you can still look like a cohesive unit. You have to wear like the same gear, kind of,
Yeah.
in my opinion, at least.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
have people take you seriously enough, like, oh, they're a team, like,
Yeah, because sometimes you like people just get thrown together and it's like it doesn't make sense or whatever like that. But if you're going all in and like that's it, like you're doing tag team. Not that you guys haven't done singles action or whatever like that. But I'm saying
Yeah.
it's like, okay, yeah, we need to be associated together pretty much.
Yeah.
So
we're primarily tag team wrestlers.
Yeah.
Like, we only take tag bookings, and we like. Because in my opinion, I feel like it's a little hard if you want to focus on doing more single shit than tag shit. It's like, you know what, like, if you want to, go all in and try to get ourselves over as best as possible, doing it as a cohesive tag has been like the most successful for us.
Right.
So we try not to do singles bookings to interfere with like how we, are moving.
yeah,
The only time we really do is when it's on the same show.
Yeah, it's on the same show. Yeah.
yeah. So Conrad in the chat says he's all tag team wrestling. I love it. There's so many amazing tag teams going on out there. Shout out to Heels, Pops, and Chair Shots. What's going on? Much love, my New York peeps. He said matching tag teams look way better. So
Oh yeah.
definitely. So get on that shit if you're not doing that shit.
Yeah, right.
So- all right, cool. So, all right. So obviously, we'll talk a little bit about like, like I'm going to break down some companies obviously that you guys worked at or whatever like that. But first, I like to ask you guys this because you guys are your biggest critics. So for a fan that's never seen you wrestle before watching this podcast, what's the go-to match that you would recommend that they should watch? They would instantly fall in love with you.
The match we just had, what was it, last Saturday? Not this Saturday, last Saturday, May 27th. the Heart and Soul finals at NYWC against the Audacity when we won the Heart and Soul Cup.
Yeah.
That match was phenomenal. It's just a match we've wanted for a very, very long time, and they never gave it to us, and we finally got it. It wasn't even supposed to happen, but we finally got it. So we had to make sure that it was very good, and that we kind of felt like, we kind of have to prove ourselves, show them that they're going to want it again.
Yeah.
So, I went all out for that match. And then
we went balls to the wall for that. And I think we knew it had to be that way because we were facing the Audacity.
And they're so good.
Yeah.
They are so good. And, I guess another one is us versus SAT, but that was over a year ago, and that was only our second tag match together. So it wasn't like, it's a great match, but like, it's not like we weren't all there with like, the characters and like the chemistry and stuff.
Yeah. It was that SAT match happened like March 2022, I think. And I was like, I'm still new into this shit. Like, I'm about 2 years total, into the pro wrestling. And at that point I had that match with the SAT. I was about 6 months in on the dot, maybe. And I was such a ball of fucking nerves. I couldn't believe
we were
it.
so nervous.
Like, it was crazy. Because if you've ever watched an SAT match, like, you know that they are insane. And they are reckless. And they do crazy awesome shit all the time. And me and him were like, holy fuck, like, this is a test if there ever was one. And according to what everybody says that saw it, we knocked it out of the park, and it was like a crazy match. And I think that match specifically put us on the map on Long Island, at least. Like, oh shit, there's a team of these two kids, like, they rock. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh man.
At least in our area.
Are you gonna like call them out again? But like, yo, we want round 2. Like, we're a little more seasoned.
We don't know when, but round 2 is on the way.
We see that the Maximo Legacy tournament for those win tag titles are coming up, and we are the uncrowned win tag team champions. So
I'm excited for that. I really
am. We were tagged in the post. I don't know about that, so I don't know what's gonna happen.
I'm excited. I saw like, because you could only type so much, and I'm like, I tagged a couple of teams, and I was like, well, like, I can keep going and going and going and going. I was like, so like, but I'm excited for them. Much love for them. Definitely like check them out. So you never know. You never know
whether we're in that or not. That tournament will be fantastic.
Very good.
Yeah. So tag team action, definitely.
Yes.
I haven't had them on the podcast. I need to have them on the podcast. I think I haven't really put them on the podcast yet, because I feel like everybody's put them on their podcast.
Yeah.
So I'm like waiting.
That would be a wild one.
I don't want to be like, like, okay, I don't want to be like everybody else. Not that I don't love them, but they'll probably shit on me because I love my Miracle Generation. So they'll probably give me crap because they sent the monkeys at me when they wrestled the Miracle.
Oh shoot!
they were having a field day with me. So, but they might say no because of that. No, I'm only kidding. All right. Well, actually, you know what? I want to talk about the match because I need to watch it, which just happened with you guys with the rep. Okay, and I was just talking to Dante Drago because they have a match coming up at NFW, which we'll get back to NFW because we're going to talk about NFW as well. But this happened at CZW, so I need to watch it. It's been a busy weekend for me, so I definitely need to watch this match because I love the rep.
We don't. Definitely.
No, I was excited for you guys. Like, I was like, this is huge. I was like, this is a huge match for you guys.
I guess. I mean,
we're just trying to prove to our succulent kings,
Milk Chocolate,
Brandon Watson, Randy Summers, that we are succulent, and we are up next, and we want to do whatever we can to make them proud, and we just so happen to keep getting blamed for everybody's misfortune in CZW, and we end up getting put in the hands of the rep time and time again. And this specific time, they fucked our shit up. But it's funny because we came out with the W, so
see,
we won by DQ.
So my succulent king tried to save me by popping up on the ring apron. Randy Summers, he tried to pop on the ring apron and distract Nate, and he had a chair in his hand. He was gonna like behind the ref's back, obviously, because we're not letting him see that.
Yeah.
But turns out Nate backfired, grabbed him by the neck, and took the chair out of his hand. So I was like, oh God. And Nate and Dave are right here, and I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna get him. I end up shooting towards Dave. He hops right over me, tosses me, and I whack my face on the steel chair. Embarrassing.
Oh, damn.
But the referee turned around at the right time and saw it, and we got the W. You know what I'm saying? So we always find a way.
They were not happy though. They gave us champagne toast twice. The double power bomb into each other.
Yeah,
that was not fun. I thought it was only going to be, they did it once, and I thought, oh, thank God it's over. But that fucking damn crowd chanted one more time.
Yeah.
Those CZW people are ruthless people.
I thought the crowd was starting to like us, but whenever the ref comes out, they just want to see us get.
No, they want to see us die. Like if
Damn.
And the rep love to kill us.
They love to kill us.
Sure.
The chops though, they're bad.
Oh my gosh,
the chops are bad.
Dave's chops are disgusting.
Oh, I know. I'm gonna clip this. I'm gonna tag Dante because I was just telling him that this morning. I'm like, I'm gonna bring you ice.
They feel like gunshots. Like, get ready. Like, they are the toughest. Like, when you get in there with them, like it's a fight.
You make it offense, you're gonna get the shit beaten out of you no matter what. Like, that's just how it is with them. Like, you're not gonna avoid it.
Like what they say this, and it is literally so true. Dave is like the strongest striker, and Nate, if he gets a hold of you, you're flying. He is throwing you. He is the strongest man ever, and Dave is like the strongest striker. It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
We've talked about that when they've been on this podcast. We talked about their chops. We got plenty of stories with the rep here. I feel like I need to bring everybody ice, whoever wrestles them.
Oh yeah, for sure. You just have it ready.
I got you, or whatever like that.
You got to give it back to them though. You got to give it back.
Oh yeah.
So get ready. But yeah, definitely. So I need to watch that match. So I'll definitely gotta check that out. So I see some talking smack in the chat here. Wait, hold on. Where to go? It's saying that. What happened here? It said Robert. Where is it? Okay, Robert said, sorry, it's like the thing's like spazzing out. It says, you have no shot at the WIN tag titles. That's terrible.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, what is that about?
Hating.
I don't think so.
It's
about
like
the win.
So who you think, Robert, talking some smack?
Come on, Robert. What's up with that, yo?
I don't know.
Yo, Robert. Fuck you.
Yeah, your words don't mean shit. All right, the SlimeBallz is gonna do exactly what we do all the time.
Fuck you, Robert.
Whether we gotta steal the win or we gotta actually win, or we're getting that W, and that's all that matters.
See,
Robert,
we're gonna come back with gold, and then you're gonna be their besties, right? Like, you're gonna come back. But look, no, you said no. Like, here's my shiny belts. So.
Robert.
But so actually, let's swing back to NFW. Okay, since I brought that up. I mean, there's so many promotions that I want to talk about that you guys have worked because you guys have been all over the place. So NFW, obviously everybody knows I am very huge into NFW. Cody comes on this podcast all the time. You guys worked Lost Boys. You guys have great chemistry. I think you won the NFW fan base pretty much because everybody was very into it. I already seen you guys way before the fact from NFW. But I know a lot of people that were at that show didn't know who you guys were. So I'm kind of glad, and they really liked you guys. And again, the chemistry was great. So maybe you want to elaborate a little bit about that.
Oof, I mean, we're still in the process of when we travel to newer promotions, we are in the position where we have to win over the crowd. We have to give them a reason to invest in us, and I think that's been one of the best parts about us doing promotions is that a lot of first time people are seeing who are these weird green looking we have this weird look, and it's been going over pretty well so far with new fans, kids and stuff, and even older people and middle. We're for everybody, man. SlimeBallz are for everybody, and we're eye candy for certain people, I guess. And it's cool to feel we're making an impact just by making our entrance and being
yeah.
We don't even have to get in the ring yet. The people are oh wow, those kids are they're interesting,
loud.
We're very loud. Yeah.
I try to get the attention of people when
we're gonna lose our voices in the next few years. We scream so fucking much,
after
especially
show.
him. He screams bloody murder.
I almost pass out every time during my entrance. I'm seeing stars.
We're on the apron talking all the time. He's always God, I'm so fucking dizzy.
Yeah.
And I'm no wonder. We talk about it all the time when we wrestle. We're on the apron.
But that's how you connect with the fans too. You know, like if you're gonna come in
Absolutely,
there
yeah,
and if
you
you're not
have
gonna
to.
interact and you're not gonna be like that, you're not gonna be personality. How do you expect anybody to like become a fan? That's why I said like I feel like you guys really won the crowd over pretty much at NFW. So
That's the key, is
I'm glad.
make the people look at you and want to invest in you. Just feel a connection with those people. It's they can see 1,000 dope moves, but if they have no reason to like you for something, then it's like, what is it worth?
yeah. Definitely. All right, wait. So Robert says, "Tell them Hot Commodity Inc. are gonna end their win career."
this
on June.
Robert,
Okay,
bro.
yeah. I didn't know. I saw
Robert,
like a hug
Robert
photo. I just saw
Franklin.
Robert.
Robert
Sorry.
Franklin, that's who's talking smack in the chat right now.
Sadi. I just was like, I'm looking quick at like a bunch of screens. So.
Robert Franklin.
We had a lot of respect for you at one point, Robert.
This
I can't
guy,
believe
Robert
you.
Franklin. I can't believe he's talking smack.
I think he's jealous that we weren't the tag team that he could have linked up with for Hot Commodity.
Yeah, what's up, Robert?
All right, he's a little jelly. All right.
Yeah, we're gonna beat his boys down, the Gordons,
Yeah, again, by
at the
the
next
way.
show, at the next win show. So we'll see you there, Robert.
Ooh. Jimmy's in the chat, my drug friend, aka Jumbo Man. He goes, "These are my dudes. Besides jumping me in the bathroom, these guys will get me get on fire in no time." You jump, my friend. You jump, my
Oh
friend.
yeah, jumped in big
That's
time.
terrible.
So we were at a tryout. Well,
He had the audacity to piss while we were pissing in that bathroom, and then we saw him on the way out.
wait, he was peeing in the stall with the stall open.
Jimmy!
Who does that shit?
Jimmy, you're
So
fired.
Exactly,
Yeah,
that's
right?
disgusting.
So
Jimmy.
SlimeBallz
Put
took
him in-
advantage.
Jimmy, I'm coming to your house after this podcast and smacking you. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So now that we got that
Yo, it was on no low key though. Shit was hilarious. He's the one and only like referee, especially that we've ever touched and like and beat up in a bathroom. So
I love it. I love it. No, that's my friend Jimmy. So
Yeah.
so I love it. Actually, it's funny because I always say like Jimmy's kind of really the one that kind of really sucked me into the independents. And
wow.
yeah, because like anybody like pretty much knows like the story that I used to like date one of his friends or whatever, and then he would ref at NYWC. So I used to come to the
Yes.
SWA show. So he was like, "Oh, come," and I was like, "Okay," and I was like, "Come like support Jimmy," So it's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
funny that it's like full circle, like how
Absolutely.
everything works or whatever like that. So yeah, but that's my. He goes, "I'm going to work." Well, I know where you work. I'll come to your job. I know where you
Go
work.
to those jobs and jump on Mari's in the
I'm
back.
coming for you. I'm coming
Yeah.
for you. So.
Now shout out Jumbo though. He's a great guy.
Yes. So
Alright.
another promotion I have to bring up because I know Melissa's gonna want me to bring this up. So I know she's working right now, so she'll watch this interview later. So we got to talk about UWA Elite because
Yeah.
UWA Elite is such a fun promotion. I've been there like a couple of times, so a lot of people like have been on this podcast that you guys know. So like Matt Vertigo and KTB, So if you guys, they're on their own network, so it's not like on IWTV Fight. It's on their own UWA Elite site, so you guys can like check that out on the internet or whatever. But it's fun. It's such a cute like fun promotion. So any
Yeah.
like fun like memories like from there that you want to talk about?
Yeah, so we just started doing UWA about like a few months ago, and so really like the whole time we've been in like a storyline with CMD,
Mhm.
and that's been very fun because we haven't worked with them much. We've worked with them a few times before that in CZW, but nothing like very like we haven't gotten a real like match with them before.
Right.
Just in like very short matches or like segments and stuff. So like it was very fun to be able to actually like work with them, and like multiple times now, I think 2 or 3 times, and it's been very fun. Then we worked for the first time the Just Us League. They were very fun. I like them a lot. We've become like friends with them too. So UWA has been very fun, and the locker room is very like it's very like it's kind of like a family there. Like everybody gets
Yeah.
along. Like there's definitely no like talking bad about one another. Like
Yeah.
everybody there is very close and like very like welcoming and stuff.
Yeah. It's great promotion.
Yes, it is.
They're like they're a home promotion that's been. They have like a legacy of like I think over like 15 to 20 years almost.
Yeah. 20
Similar to like how MIWC has like that lore of like 20 years, and so like they're like a close knit group of guys, and like
Yeah.
you could really notice that off the bat, like when you're in the locker room with all those
Yeah.
guys and they're all chatting and stuff, and they were very welcoming to us, like absolutely.
It's kind of nice to see, like even like Arcadia. Arcadia is one of my favorite wrestlers, hands down. And of course, like people just like call me during this podcast. Anyway, what was happens. You know, I love Arcadia. I know he's always like in the back scene a lot of those shows too. So much love him. Flash Carter's another one. Flash Carter's coming on the podcast in a couple of weeks, so you guys should definitely check that out. So I actually like their poster. This has been a big conversation piece for me. Is me and Melissa have been talking about like the Ninja Turtle poster that's been coming up. Who created that? Do you know? Like,
it's Eric Corvus.
Eric Corvus did do it. Eric's been on this podcast. We love Eric. We weren't sure if it was Eric.
I'm pretty sure he created all of the graphics.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he did like the everybody as like the turtles and stuff too. And it's so funny because when I saw that, I literally messaged him and I was like, "Oh, dude, I'm so upset that we were not on this show because we couldn't do that one." So I was like, "I'm so upset because I wanted to see us as turtles so bad."
Now you got to tell him that he's gonna like do it like
he's gotta make good for us anyway.
Yeah. Well, maybe it'll be like a reoccurrence that like they'll do another show like that and then you have to come back.
Their posters are awesome though. The first show we ever did with them, it was like a Super Mario themed one, and that's probably like one of my favorite posters hands down of us. So that's awesome. But we gotta come back soon. We saw the Lost Boys won those tag titles, and we need to wrestle them again, whether it's for those titles or not.
I'm here for it.
Yes.
So another promotion, and then we'll move into some fun stuff or whatever, is Remarkable. Remarkable's another one, Long Island, pretty much. I go to Remarkable. You guys work there as well. You want to talk a little bit about that. Shout out to Kono because he does some great things. And he's got the school coming August 1st in Deer Park. So definitely check that out.
Oh, yeah.
Remarkable Wrestling is like hands down the most underrated Long Island wrestling promotion. Yeah. Because there are so many like insane dudes that wrestle on that show. And it's more people need to see it. And it streams on IWTV every time. You were gonna see like some of the most premier like wrestling you're gonna see anywhere, actually, like not East Coast, like everywhere. Like that promotion puts on sick fucking shit all the time. Yeah. And guarantee you're gonna see like a handful or more of those guys on television within the next few years. Like I know it, absolutely know it.
Absolutely, definitely. Their last show was really, really good. So I hope to see you guys back there soon because
absolutely. I think that last show that was on one of the same days as NYWC. So we obviously had to, we had a big match coming, the Heart and Soul Cup, so we had to do that. But man, I love working with Remarkable. I love Kono. And
awesome.
My friend Sam wrestles on that show. Shout out Sammy, and I know him from doing like metal music and stuff like that as well. So that stuff's awesome. And just I've met all those cool guys, Gabriel and Desmond. Like I met them through Remarkable as well. I actually knew Gabriel from Sam a little while ago, but I got to know a lot of those guys through doing that, and it's been awesome. And Kono is a great guy and another underrated wrestler from Long Island who's had a lot of good matches, and he's a super nice guy in general. I really like him.
Listen, we need to have Above the Rest versus you guys. It needs to happen. It just needs to happen. So
yes, that match does need to happen.
It does need. It just needs to happen. So I would like it there because it's like local for me. So
we want Fight or Die too. We want them as well.
Yes.
A few tag teams we need to
Miracle Jen.
Yes, absolutely.
My voice. So but yeah, I would love to see that with you guys. So I see a lot coming in your future, definitely. So we'll see.
Certified bangers coming.
Hell yeah, it's coming. So this is why you guys need to be following them. So all right, let's have some fun question here. Okay, is there a move that you want to learn from that your partner can do, but you haven't been able to do it?
Oh, that's weird. I mean, to be real, I can't springboard at all. I know he can. I can't from the top rope shoot myself up to that rope and jump. Not that I should be doing it anyway. I'm 6 foot, 250 something pounds, but that's something I wish I could do, man.
I obviously cannot do the lifting that he does, and there are so many moves that I see that I'm like, I wish I could do that. But even if I do, even if I am able to do it, it does not make sense for me to be lifting anybody. They're not very high off the ground, so.
We try to wrestle very strategically to our sizes, and I feel like that's a sort of lost art, at least from what I've learned in wrestling, is really using your size to your advantage in order to make your match make the most sense it can.
Right.
So if I'm in a match, with him tagging, I'm not going to be the one that's going to the top rope and doing, flips or springboards and big moves, I'm the power guy, and I want to keep it like that because it makes the most sense. If anybody's going to be fast, bam, 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 it's this guy.
Right.
And I'm there to complement that, and he's there to complement me. We bring out each other's strengths.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I like tag teams like that where it's it's very different, from each other, but it just works beautifully as a tag team. So
Yes.
more of that. I feel like more of that, and that's what like I wind up liking like a lot of tag teams like that.
Yeah.
Like it definitely is a nice thing to see. So okay, another fun question: if you guys
Yeah.
would wrestle each other right now, who is gonna
Ooh.
win?
Oh, I don't know. It goes up and down so much. I mean, we're in my house, in my room right now, so I'd probably win.
I don't know. Only because I would say it's very tied because
We actually
okay.
have wrestled each other so many times
Yeah.
in training. Like, we have bangers in training.
Mhm.
if we're being fair,
Mhm.
right? If it's a one-on-one, no slime ball tactics. Maybe Tommy Rant would win, but we're both slime balls, so he knows that I'm gonna do what I can to win, and I know he's gonna do what he can to win. So it might just depend on the day.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, it could
you
depend
know.
on the day.
I like
Easily,
that.
any of us could go over on the other. One of us might be a little better the one day after, over than the other guy. You never
Right.
know. It varies.
Yeah, definitely. So I like that. I like depends on the day. We'll see.
That's
We'll
a
see.
match that will be on a show at some point, but
Yes.
probably
I don't
not
know.
very soon.
I don't think so.
That,
Listen.
it's something that will come like way in the future. Like, don't expect that now. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Promoters, listen. I'm giving you keys here to book.
The slime time is real tight right now. It's gonna be hard to break it. You know what
Hell
I'm saying?
yeah.
The only way we'd wrestle each other anytime soon is if there's a tournament,
Mhm.
maybe.
Yeah, if we were forced to. If we had to, we would
Mhm.
have to.
And it would be
But-
fun though, no bad blood. So
No,
that's
not
why
at all.
Oh, of course not.
it'd
So
be fun to do.
sometimes friends fight. I'm here for it. So, all right, cool. All right, pre-match rituals.
I mean, I guess we don't really. We've been a part of a couple of pre-match rituals in CZW, which have absolutely like shook me to my core. But we specifically don't. I don't think, at least. I mean, I make sure we limber out, we stretch, we clear
Yeah.
our minds, stay hydrated. It's not really a ritual, but we definitely stay prepared. I, especially day of shows, I try to keep my mind clear. I try to eat something good that day, nothing bad, so I keep my stomach all right. Because no matter what, I get nerves a lot.
Yeah, I'm terrible. I get so nervous days of show. I don't eat at all.
Aw.
So then, like
Yeah.
right before, I'm like, oh god, my stomach's killing me. Or
Oh,
like,
no.
did I drink water today? Like, oh god,
Um,
I remember. I think I'm gonna remember anything for this match, but I hope I don't
Oh,
throw
no.
up. Or, like, I get so in my head,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think everybody
But-
does a little bit.
especially against the rep. Yeah, the other day I was like, whoo,
Yeah, we were tweaking out a little bit.
Aw.
But
here we go.
but I respect the shit out of guys that have like actual pre-match rituals. And we saw one, we witnessed one in CZW. We were part of we weren't in the ladder match for what was it, for the tag belts, right?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
four-way tag title
it
match for
it
the
was-
crown the new tag title, the new tag champions was CMD, Milk Chocolate, the rep, and post game.
Yes, and that match was absolutely ballistic.
Insane.
It was crazy, and if you want to watch it, it's on the Premier Streaming Network. You could find all of CZW stuff on there, by the way, which is where you can find this SlimeBallz. But that match, it was dangerous and it was risky, and everything that went down was like, man, thank God they prayed, because
Yeah.
it could have went
Oh no.
backwards. So let me just tell you, it was crazy. And they were in the locker room, and they all, before that match, I don't want to be too into this here, but they surrounded each other and like said a prayer, and they pulled us into it. They were like, "You're part of this too." They pulled us into it,
Aw.
and just what Deshaun Pratt relayed to us was just, it shook me to my core. I had goosebumps like crazy. That made me understand, like, whoa, like this shit can get real really quick.
Yeah.
And that was one of the coolest things I ever was a part of, man. Them like praying for that
Yeah.
before having that tag team ladder match.
Definitely.
They needed it. After watching that match, you'll understand why they prayed. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Awesome. So definitely check that out. I got a
Yeah.
fan question in the chat from Den. He said, "Do you watch wrestling from all eras to gain influence for your matches?"
Absolutely, I do. Maybe not necessarily for just my matches, but I love watching things from all periods of time. When I was growing up, from the 90s, even once in a while from the 70s and 60s, I'll go way back when Mike Mondo will show us like a lot of old stuff. Shout out Mike Mondo, by the way, our head trainer at NYWC, the man, Mike Mondo.
Mhm.
I do like to watch all sorts of different stuff. and I always steal things from other guys as I watch, no matter what, Kent Kobashi, or, like Stone Cold Steve Austin, or, The Undertaker, Jeff Hardy. I'm always taking random little things, maybe not stealing their ideas, but I'm always stealing things that I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Let me like put my own twist on that.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, let's do another. I got a fan tweet from Good Cop, Bad Cop. He goes, that Z wasn't helpful, but with SlimeBallz being an anagram of L small biz, what's the smallest crowd you have performed for in the wrestling business, and any funny stories from that event?
Yes. So definitely, I don't know. I mean, I don't know which it is because most of the crowds are pretty small at Dojo Wars for CGW. It's like
oh my god!
I don't know if it's a free show or if it's like $5.
Yeah, I think it's one of those like $5 shows that it's a student show, kind of like Yeah,
it's like during the week, like on like a Wednesday, like So like those crowds are totally like very small, and you could tell the funny story about Dojo Wars because he says a lot about that guy in the crowd.
Oh my god, that wasn't Dojo Wars.
Yes, it was.
Oh, it was. Okay.
Well, he's at all the CZW shows in that have been in Jersey, and he says it. But this is where we first heard it very loud because I don't even know why those fans go to those shows. Not because the shows are bad, but the fans that go are just mute.
Yeah.
Like they don't say anything. They don't cheer. Like they just sit there.
It's something to do.
It's like, I don't know what you're doing here. So this one guy was very into it, and he's the only one chanting, and there's like 10 people there, so that's all you hear, and you come out to no entrance music.
Yeah, that's so scary. Like coming out to no music.
Now I would be completely fine with it because there's also been a few times where your music, you're waiting for it to hit, and it doesn't hit, and then they just start announcing you, and you're like, all right, well, I guess we don't have music tonight.
Yeah, happened to us recently. Like
it happened on Friday.
Yeah.
Music started playing when we got to the ring.
Yeah, it just happens. You got to just know your cue when to go out sometimes.
Tell us about that guy.
So yeah, this was like we had done a couple singles matches at Dojo Wars, and like and just, it's mute, it's silent, and and this specific time, me and him had a tag match, and when we got in that ring, we had freshly gotten our gear and stuff to clean, so we felt, thought we looked cool and whatever, and this one guy's sitting there, and all of a sudden, like, just it's so silent, and this fucking guy is just like, Hardly Boys, and then he starts calling us the Young Cucks
the whole time,
like
no
badge, like literally, like I'm doing stuff, and like. He was like, oh, the Young Cucks. And he was saying all this shit to us.
No.
And in my head, I'm like, oh, my God. And I made, like, a stupid mistake during that match. Like, I don't even care. I accidentally tagged the guy that he put in the corner. I tagged him in the chest as to get myself in the ring. And we all make silly mistakes.
No, I'm a moron, too. The guy's chanting Hardly Boys at us, so I get on the top rope and I go.
Yeah, we're gonna bury ourselves real quick. And seriously, we fed into that shit. You're like really stupid. We were having fun.
No, yeah, DJ Hyde was like, "Why the fuck did he do that? What the fuck?"
He was like, "Yeah, we should not have did that."
Yeah,
shit.
I was like, "Yeah, no, I shouldn't have done that." But I didn't know what the fuck to do. I was like, "This guy's screaming this at me. He's the only guy. I'm on the top rope.
Hardly Boys, fuck you. Yeah,
I'm
we
on the top rope, and I'm like,
I'm
he's
dead.
like, Hardly Boys, and I'm like, yeah, Hardly Boys.
Oh, no.
And like I said, when I tagged the guy, he brought the opponent to my corner. I tagged the guy, and then I got in the ring. The fucking guy in the crowd's like, "You didn't even make a tag, you idiot! That's not even your partner." Like, then there's obviously I knew because I was like, "God, fuck, I just did that." And he's the only guy there screaming at me. Like I was so embarrassed, but you do what you do,
Oh man, that's funny. No, but that's awesome though. I mean, I get it because it's good because it kind of also like prepares you guys to work in front of a crowd.
That's what Dojo Wars is really for.
Yeah. So and then I guess like the people that come, like I'm sure if like you have nothing to do, it's like what's $5 and you get to watch wrestling or whatever like that. So I think it's kind of cool. I mean, people work. People can't always do it, but sometimes you want something to do. And if you love wrestling as much. You can't go wrong for $5, so definitely check that out.
Yeah.
But shout out to Captain Dave in the chat. What's going on? How are you? Zach's in the chat. He goes, them SlimeBallz. So much love. I see all you guys. So I'm pretty sure Kono's in the chat. What's up, Kono?
Oh, man.
So much love, much love, much love. All right, so let's do a question that's very dear to my heart on this podcast, Wrestling with Positivity. So because there's always negativity in the wrestling world or whatever, so I like to focus on the positive. So is there anything that you guys can think of that you could share with us? Something that maybe like you've done for a fan, maybe a fan's done for you, maybe a wrestler's done for you, maybe something that you've done for a wrestler, something that we wouldn't normally like know unless you shared.
Yeah. So, what was it, like, I think recent, so at NYWC Psycho Circus, there's this one fan that, like, he comes to all the shows, and with his son, he's like a huge fan of Man Bun. Like, his Instagram is like Fifth Dimension Cosmic Disciple, something like that. But he comes with his son, and like he just like supports us so much. He comes with like, he'll have signs sometimes and stuff. But one time I was talking to him about, like, at Psycho Circus, he's like, "Oh, you ready? Like, you excited?" I was like, "I'm nervous," because we were in the main event in the Psycho Circus match, and like, you know, that's like an extreme match, and like Matt Tremont was in there and stuff, and like all of H2O.
Mikey Whipwreck pulled up at the end, a legend.
We were, so like, I was very nervous. I did not eat anything that day, and I was like telling him, I was like, "Oh no," I was like, "I'm not ready." I was like, "I'm ready." I was like, "I'm nervous though." I was like, "I barely ate anything today." He's like, "Oh, what the hell's wrong with you?" I was like, "I never eat." Like, I was like, I always get like, I was like, I get such bad anxiety and I like don't eat. And I was like, and I'm like a picky eater. And he's like, "Oh, let me make you something." So the next show, he showed up with literally like a whole thing of like
Whole dinner for this kid.
and he like, yeah, of like food, and he brought it to me. Yeah. So
See?
that was pretty. That's awesome. And then we have another fan that goes to all the NYWC shows, and now he's starting to come to the Win shows in Jersey, with his son Pete, and Pete. It's Pete and Pete Jr. And they always bring every show. They bring a sign, and they bring a sign for us to rip.
Yeah.
I can't.
I
rip
love
a
that.
sign.
I love that.
Yeah, I can't rip a sign every show, but you know, so. But then, like, he'll take photos of us, and then the next show he'll come with the photos developed,
Yeah.
and like gives them to us and stuff. So that's pretty cool too.
Oh man, I like that. So I mean,
Yeah.
I liked making signs and stuff. Brad Hollister's one, we had a whole conversation about ripping signs, and he was like, he's a heel, and he was like,
Yeah.
he doesn't like when wrestlers rip signs because it looks cool. He goes, do it after. He was like, because then it's showing in the background of the
Yeah.
camera work that it's there. So I
Yeah.
was like, I didn't think about that. I was like, until he said that, you know, I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is smart actually.
So
I like that.
So keep that in mind if
Yeah, I like
you know,
that.
you're going heel, so that it shows in the background or whatever
I
like
that.
that.
A lot.
So, Conrad says Mikey Whipwreck, Buffalo. Absolutely. Yes. Much love. Much love. So, okay. So, I'm going to come down to two final questions because I know we're a little tight on time. So, so what are some goals for the remaining year for you guys?
Tag team championships of any sort.
No, you know what? You ready? So we are the #1 contenders for the NYWC tag titles, the CZW tag titles right now. We are the uncrowned Win and Outlaw tag team champions. So I think we got to get all 4 of those by the end of the year.
Yeah, if we can.
I don't know. The CZW is going to be very hard to happen, especially with our Succulent Kings. I don't think they're very happy with us right now, and I don't know if we're able to take down CMD. They're very high right now in CZW. They are on a streak. The crowd is very hot on them right now, and I don't know if the crowd is going to be very hot for us during that match. I don't think they're going to want to see us
They're
win.
not gonna. Yeah, I don't think so.
And I don't think our Succulent Kings are going to want to see us
Yeah.
win. Milk chocolate. I don't know about that, but yeah.
I think for NYWC, like we're finally. They're right there. Like the belts are here, and we're about to touch them. I feel like, and
we need them. We've been working
belts.
so hard.
That's our home promotion, NYWC in Deer Park, man. We started training there. Like that is where we need to win their championships.
Yeah.
Coming up on 3 years training there. I need to win those titles. The damn specialists have those titles. You probably don't even know who the hell they are,
Yeah, you
because
don't even
nobody
know.
does. 'Cause
Damn.
they've only been training for like a year, and they have those damn belts.
Yeah, eat shit.
The salt.
So,
you see it? The salt.
The specialists, they're hard workers, but the SlimeBallz are working even harder.
Yeah, they don't
And
know.
we want those damn titles. So those specialists are getting taken down.
Yeah.
I want to drop
and,
in some gold.
Another goal that we both have is we want to get on Wrestling Open.
Yeah.
Yes.
We want the Wrestling Open
Very
Please.
badly. Very
Yes.
badly.
So,
Very badly.
okay, well, hopefully that'll happen this year. I
Yes.
feel like it. There's like so much going on. We're gonna talk after the podcast. Anyway, but Yes, Wrestle Open, 100%. And by the way, because I know like Conrad's in the chat, so I don't know if you saw Conrad. They posted a photo with number one husband the other day with Gangon, and I was like, yee, number one husband. I was like with my list of husbands. I was like, so that's my thing. I love Gangon, so I saw like
We
that
do too. What a
He's
great
awesome.
guy.
Gangon's my everything, so everybody knows that. So
We got a team with him one day,
Yeah,
or work him.
yes,
We've
let's
never,
do
Never
it.
gotten in the ring with him.
so good, so we learned so much. You know, he was my first
Yes.
interview on this
Oh, really?
podcast.
Wow.
Yeah,
He
he's
came
awesome.
back onto my 20th episode, and then he was my 100th episode because I had to have him for
yeah.
my break of 100. So much
Yeah.
love to Gangon. Everybody knows that. So, but yeah. So let's do one last question. If you guys have anything, you know, drop in the chat. Like I said, we're tight for time, and then we're gonna go over whatever they have coming up or whatever. So. For you know, we have a lot of amateur and inspired wrestlers out there that listen to this podcast. What's a piece of advice that you would give them?
Oh man, I don't even know. I feel like I'm not even in a place to give anybody advice about nothing really. You're saying like this, like amateur wrestlers?
Well, like, you know, maybe somebody is like thinking to get into training, or, you know, like, or guys that just started training, you know, because I have a bunch
Yeah.
of those that listen to this podcast that they just started training, you know, so that's what I
Just-
mean for those guys.
Just do it. Don't even hesitate. Like, don't think too hard about it. Like, be impulsive with this. Just dive headfirst into it and keep your mind open to learning as much as you possibly can to become the most well-crafted wrestler you can. That's really all I can say, especially about wanting to get into the business, and just be open to different opinions and be open to different ways of doing things, but also respect the way that it was done before you were even a thought. You know, I think that's the main idea of this shit.
And like, also, if you're thinking about getting into it, you should probably get into it as soon as possible, because if you're looking to make it, I don't think they're looking for an older wrestler. So
That is
you
very
should get
true, yeah.
started as soon as possible, and especially because if you're thinking about it, you should do it as soon as possible, because then you're going to know if you really want to do it or not, or if you like it or if you hate it, and there's only one way to find out. And, you know,
Yeah.
it's very hard. If you want to make it, you need to, like right now, I'm very glad I started when I did, because I'm young and I feel that I don't need to figure out my life completely yet with like a job and stuff. Like, I have a steady job right now, but I'm not full time, and I need to get full time with the job soon, because I've been there for a little over a year. So like, now I have the decision to make. Okay, do I do full time and not be able to go to training during the week and maybe possibly miss shows? Like, Outlaw runs on Thursdays, there's shows that run on Fridays, or like, I don't know if they're going to give me time off. I don't think it works like that. It's at a school. So, you know, I'm just very glad that I started when I did, because now it's like, all right, well, and I'm working, and I'm like, you know what, this is not what I want to do the rest of my life. Like, I'm like, I can't do this the rest of my life. I need to make it. So like, that's another thing that just like pushes me to want to, like,
Yeah.
you know, do it. And like, I get nervous sometimes and stuff, but like, then it's like the second if I don't turn down bookings really at all, unless like unless we have another show that day, or, you know, that's really it. So we're trying to do as much as possible and get our names out there. And
Yeah, we want to really prove that we're taking this like as seriously as you can take it. I mean, I'm sure, and a lot of people say it, physically we could look a lot better, obviously.
yeah,
But
that's the
you know,
one thing we really got to work on.
yeah, but our passion is like through the fucking roof. Like, it's as crazy right now as it ever could be. Like, we are such passionate young individuals, and like, we really want this shit. I don't know, like, just we're gonna do it's either do or die for us. Like, it's our mentality. It's like, this is our life. This is what we do. It's our passion. It's our blood. Like, so I think that's really what it is. You really got to figure out, like, all right, like, how fucking badly do you want this shit? And once you, it should be it shouldn't even be a yes or no question. Like, you should know right away, like, do you want this? Yes. And if it's maybe no, then you're not made for it. Then if you're hesitating, then you're not about it. Then you got to know at all times, even because there's a lot of lows too. Like, as cool as the highs are, there's a lot of fucking lows. And me and him experienced a really bad low last year when we both got hurt at the same time. And I broke my hand and he got a deviated septum surgery. We both had to be out for a few months, and that like fucking ate shit. Like that was the worst thing ever because we felt like we were on a high at that point. So just be willing to experience the lows and when those highs are there, really feel those highs because you might not get them back.
Yeah, don't be nervous. Just do it. I mean, I'm not one
Easier
to
said
talk.
than done.
I'm not one to talk, but just do it. Like, especially because, like, you meet so many people. Like, I would not have as many friends as I do at all. Like, without wrestling, like, I don't know what the hell. Like, I always think about it. Like, and especially, like, if you always have, like, moments where you're, like very, like he said, lows. Like, there's always going to be a time where you're like, oh, fuck it. Like, do I really want to do this? Like, or, like the same thing with, like, a job. Like, oh, fuck, do I get a job? Like, I really got to, like, figure this out. Like, I have friends that have been doing this for a few years that are now, like, all right, dude, I thought I was going to give myself till I'm this age, and now I'm this age. What the hell do I do? Yeah. And they're always like, I have some friends are like, I'm going to quit. And then, like, I'm like, you can't. And then a few weeks later, they're like, yeah, no, I mean, you always got times like that, but I wasn't going to quit. But, you just got to
enjoy the ride.
You got to do it.
What do you do when you're at the top? What do you just like, okay, I'm here. Now what? No, you continue. The ride never ends.
The feeling that wrestling gives you, like, especially like just like after a match, like, like, it's so good. Like, you can, like, obviously so many times you meet someone for the first time and you're having a match with them and you're not close at all. And the second you guys get to the back after the match,
your brothers.
Like, it's like literally you're so close. Like, it's just like it's so like different. It's from like it's like different than like any other thing. It's just like it's so cool.
See, you sat here and said that you can't give advice, and look.
Well.
Yeah.
See, you guys are the real deal, right?
Thank you.
I don't put anybody on my podcast that I don't get behind. That's the rule. So they are the real deal, and just everything that you just said, you just like felt the passion in it from both of you, and then you could just see that. So I'm so excited for what's next for you guys.
Thank you so much. We are too.
So, all right, let's talk about, like, real quick. Avery Selena's in chat says Kings. Thank you. But yeah, let's talk about, because like I said, I know that we're crunched for time. So let's go really quick. What do you have coming up this week? So I have the posters here for you guys. So tell everybody, like, like what's going on this week where they can come see you.
This Thursday, Outlaw Wrestling Queens Brewery, the SlimeBallz return, and we're tagging with Lil Mean Kathleen. How you doing?
Yes.
A three-way dance against We don't know, but it's gonna be a blast. I love Outlaw Wrestling.
The Outlaw is awesome. The crowd is like so hot. They're beautiful.
And there's so many dope guests that come there. This Thursday, the ECW legend Sabu is gonna be in the house. If you're not hyped for that, I don't know what you're not hyped for. But like,
if you're not going to that, I don't know what you were doing. If you're in the area, if you're in New York City,
if you're anywhere in New York, pull up to that show.
There you go.
Those shows are rowdy.
They get packed. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because especially whenever at
Queens Brewery, people are
drunk. Hell yeah.
The shows where people get drunk are the best.
They are. They are
best shows.
They give you more money for your merch and stuff, which we'll get into.
There you go. Give me money.
Friday we have NYWC, a fundraiser for a kid with leukemia at
Comstock High School,
his old high school that he graduated from, where it is in the main event, the SlimeBallz and Joey Conway versus the NYWC heavyweight champion, the Big O.
I'm terrified.
So are we. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be.
Because he's going to fuck our shit up whether we like it or not.
We're going to fuck his shit up.
Yeah, we're going to fuck his shit up, yeah.
He's not that bad.
Sal Savelli and another Comswag alumni, a wrestler that doesn't work really anymore. He used to wrestle a lot. Glacier, Tommy Rant has wrestled him before at a birthday show, I'm pretty sure.
I feel like a dick for not remembering your shoot name, but what a guy he is, man. He's a great guy. I wrestled him on a birthday show at NYWC. Awesome. God, his name's not coming to my head because I've only met him and talked to him a handful of times, but I did get to work him once because he was trying to return and get the ring rust off. Yeah. It was a while ago at this point. So it'll be nice to do that. And he's like one of the deans of the Comstock School District, I think. So it's a big deal for him. And that show should get pretty packed out too, man.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
It'll be cool for me. I'm gonna get to see a lot of my hometown friends that like haven't got to see me wrestle yet. And if they've been wanting to, they're gonna get to see it on Friday. So I hope I show them something that they're not ready for. So yeah.
Oh, that's
And
fun.
Saturday we are making our debuts at Warriors of Wrestling.
Yeah.
And we are going up against the Kingsmen.
Mhm.
And I'm not too familiar with them at all, but I'm very excited to get familiar with them.
Yeah.
I've heard we were at on Friday, this past Friday, we were at Mattatuck Theater at a new promotion called CET, Championship Entertainment Wrestling.
Mhm.
We went with Man Bun Jesus. He was in the main event against Joe Acasio for the
Mhm.
title. And we went there and we got on the show and we were able to work.
Bunch of their guys.
Yeah, we were in a triple threat against four.
Oh, we lost them. All right, let's get them back here. Yay! It's like,
Hello,
you there?
welcome back. Welcome back.
Oh, we are back.
I don't know. That was so weird.
We're
I don't know
back.
what happened.
Okay. We were able to work.
Oh, we don't
four-
see you. We just see the Skype.
No, you don't see us.
No. Hit the camera
No.
button.
Can you see us yet?
No.
No, we
It's
gotta figure
okay.
this out right now.
Well,
No, we
let's-
gotta figure this
we're
out.
gonna put this on here. So keep talking about the
All right, good. We're gonna
match.
Okay,
Don't worry
so-
about it. Like I'll pull that up for you guys.
Okay. So we were in a triple threat with four of their guys, and it was very fun. And they told us they think we will have a very fun match with the Kingsmen. So we are looking forward to that.
Awesome. Oh, and by the way, Robert Franklin in chat says June 16, your careers end. Damn, that's terrible.
Whoa!
Oh,
this
yeah.
fucking guy, yo. We already
Wow.
ended his career, so he can keep running his mouth, yo.
Exactly.
He got nothing better to do than freaking talk good on the Gordons because he couldn't pick up the SlimeBallz. Rock them out of the 8.
Yeah.
I'm dead. Awesome. So tell everybody where they can find you. I have all those links in the description for you guys too. So tell them really quick.
All my social medias are at Slime Time Tommy, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everywhere. And who are you?
I'm at SlimeBallz Sage on everything. My YouTube that I'm gonna start posting all of our stuff on. I just started posting. I'm gonna start posting from the bottom up, like everything. So I just posted my first match ever with Joey Conway the other day, and I'm just gonna start posting all of our stuff. So all of our matches will be on there pretty soon. All our promos and stuff, everything coming up.
Yeah.
Awesome. So support them, buy their merch. Their links in my description for you guys. Go give them a follow on all the
Yes.
social medias. Go visit them at these shows.
Yes.
Bring them some food. Anything
Yes,
particular?
yeah.
Anything particular?
I like pizza. I don't know. Big pizza guy.
Cook me a chicken parmesan dinner. I'll
Oh,
be happy.
damn.
I'm very. I don't
You're
know,
going
very
in.
plain. Maybe bring me like an egg bagel with cream cheese or something.
Oh, yeah.
I
Bring
don't
me a
know.
bacon, egg, and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup.
Whoa,
Listen,
buddy, come on. he's
you never
pushing it.
know.
Maybe bring me a Red Bull or a Monster. Thank you.
I'm dead. So you guys are great. See, I love these guys. So definitely, even though you can't see them now. you just-
Yes, you.
I don't know what happened. We're sorry about
I don't know. There's a video button. See if it hit it.
We,
Look, there's a little camera button next to the red button.
we could see ourselves. I don't know why you can't.
That's
see
so
us. I'm
weird.
very-
It's okay. Don't worry about it because we're coming to
very
our
sorry
end.
to all these
No,
people
don't
that
worry.
cannot see us.
It's all good, guys. At least you can hear them or whatever like that. So, but we're coming on to the end here. So, but
Yes.
you guys are amazing. Again, like
Thank
thank
you.
you so much for coming on here, chatting with us. You know, the fans, you guys are great. If you're listening to this later, you know, leave some comments below, show them some love, go bring them some food, watch their
Yes,
stuff.
yeah.
So I'm telling you, you're gonna see them all over the place. So make sure you're
Yes.
following them.
We're
So
trying to go everywhere.
Yes.
Book us, please.
I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. So, guys, next week, Above the Rest is coming on the podcast. Look out for that
Above the
post.
Rest.
I love those boys. So they're returning. They were separate. Now they're coming together on this podcast. So
Yeah.
next week, guys. So, but yeah. So you guys have a wonderful day. Stay safe. Support independent wrestling. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good
Thank
night.
you.
Thank you.